Hello, how y'all doing? I'm gonna be tying a squirrely fly for you. It's a small subsurface fly tied on a size 10 hook, and it's real effective on panfish like bluegill, broom, and it even catches catfish and largemouth bass. So I'm gonna get started here and show you the hook. It's 39 Mustad 3906B. Or the equivalent. It's basically a 1x long standard, 1x long, 1x heavy nymph hook. And I'm going to use, of course, squirrel tail hair, gray squirrel tail hair, and preferably the younger squirrel tail with more distinctive barring. The older squirrel tends to get more white all around. And then the bead chain is a standard ceiling fan type bead chain or light pull switch. I like gold. If you want a slower descent, a lighter fly, you can use a plastic bead. If you want a slower descent, you can use a lighter bead, like these plastic beads. Spray paint them. I like spray painting them black, or you can spray paint them whatever color you want. Then you'll need a hair stacker to even up the tips later, and some super glue. Zap-A-Gap is real good. And of course some black tying thread, a medium weight. I use 3/0. I use 3/0 tying thread. So I'm going to get started. Okay, go ahead and start your thread near the hook eye. I'm going to lay a little thread base down. Go about a third of the way, cover about a third of the hook shank. Come back a couple wraps to secure your bead chain eyes. I'm cutting this little tip off so it don't snag any grass or anything. I'm going to put a wrap over, a little X wrap over to secure it. Actually, I'm going to do two. I'll put it about level here, and I'm going to put a drop of super glue on top here and on the underside. And I'm going to go ahead and try and keep the eyes level, make some wraps both ways, and then come under the eyes and over the shank to lay a little flat base and be a little platform to help the eyes from spinning. And then just you can do a figure 8. Which goes over the eye, back around, cross over the shank, under the other eye, and back like that. And then do a couple crossover just to secure it. And then come in front of your eyes and turn your hook over and get rid of some of this excess glue if you have any. Whatever little material you have on hand in your trash bag should work. Select a little clump of squirrel tail hair. I'm trying to think of what size to tell you this is, but it's hard to say. You can make it sparser if you want a faster sinking fly, or heavier, thicker if you want a slower sinking fly. Grab your tips and just remove the fluff from the butts of the hair. That's the thickness there. I guess it's about the thickness of the bead chain eye. Put your tips in your hair stacker. You clump of hair in your hair stacker, tips down, and just tap it. That evens up the tips. Well, more importantly, what it does is it evens up the barring on the black bars on the brown hair. See, everything's nice and even here. And you want to measure when you cut the butts. The butts are uneven, and you're not going to get a good tie-in. So you want to cut those square. But before you do so, you want to measure about where your wing is going to be. And I like that black bar to come right past the hook bend. So that's about where we're going to tie it off. I'm doing a visual here on where I'm going to cut the front with the back of the hook eye. It's about right there. I'm going to cut those square. Now what we're going to do here is do a over and around wrap on the hair to kind of keep the hair in place from spreading when we cinch it down. So you go over and you kind of pinch the thread here. You go over, pinch the thread, and you go around your hair. So you have it kind of, see how it's kind of cinched there like that? And that just kind of concentrates your hair to where it's going to be on top of the hook and not all around it. And you just pull it down in place and secure it with 2 or 3 wraps like that. Then to help keep this hair in place, the squirrel hair is solid, unlike your deer hair. It's solid and it's kind of slick. So what I like doing is putting a little super glue on the thread here. Not a lot, just kind of some little thin beads of it. And if you put too much, it'll wick up into your wing and make a solid wing. And then just go ahead and wrap your thread to secure your butts down like that. When you think you got it secure, just kind of push the wing so you know it's in the center. And then just to make sure it's kicked up a little bit, put one wrap under behind the wing like that. And that kind of helps keep the, pinch the wing and put your thread behind it like that. And then come forward 1 or 2 wraps. Kind of a little sloppy on the eye. I probably should have pulled that hair back a little bit. I'll have to get a needle to clear that eye out. I'm sure y'all run into that problem occasionally. And go ahead and whip finish your head, or do half hitches, or however you like finishing your fly head off. Now this is going to be a little odd move here, but some reason long ago I decided to cut the tips of the tail, the white off, and it seems effective, so I still do it. I just kind of gather the wing in, pull it back here, and cut the white tips off at the junction where they turn black, where the black goes into the white, just like that. Kind of square it off. Got some wild hairs I'm going to trim here, and that's the finished fly, the Squirrely.